Bethel hasn't changed much in the last 50 years. Life is slow here. The same old buildings and farms dot the land along Route 17B. But in 1969, this quiet road was anything but. The Woodstock Festival was riding into town on the seat of its pants. You see, it was never meant to be here. It was always meant for Wallkill, 45 miles to the east. But after everybody and their brother opposed it, it left the festival's promoters scrambling. With no more than 2 weeks to spare, the town of Bethel, with the promise that no more than 50,000 people would be in attendance, approved it. 2 days before the festival kicked off, traffic jams began to flood this two-lane road. And on the day of the concert, you could forget about it. Nothing was getting in, and nothing was getting out. Cars for as far as the eye can see were left abandoned. On the road, on the shoulder, anywhere a car would fit. One person who had to abandon their car was Richie Havens' bass player, who had to walk about 30 miles to get here. Havens and his band were the only performers to get onto the site without the help of a helicopter. About that site, it wasn't exactly what you think of a performing arts center today. It was an alpaca farm. Max Yasgur's to be precise, and it sat right here. He believed in the cause of what Woodstock was trying to do, and for $10,000 agreed to rent his property for the festival, even if his neighbors were deeply against it. Oh, and if you're curious, that spot right down there, that's where the stage was. All told, about 400,000 people attended Woodstock during the Summer of Love, 8 times more than they had anticipated. Food, water, and hygiene were in short supply, and drugs were in high demand. With so many things going awry, one thing held true, and that was their mantra of peace and love. When it was all over, Woodstock's promoters were left with a $1.5 million debt. They even had to pay $72 in a lawsuit to a local farmer because his cows stopped giving milk following the festival. They were undeterred, however, and they started planning Woodstock 2 for the following year. Bethel promptly declined and never forgot what happened on Yasgur's farm in 1969. The good and the bad. It was the dawning of the Aquarian Age, and Bethel was its unlikely host. With the Albany Archives, I'm Matt Millett for Spectrum News.